Okay, so I can get some, as soon as people get on here, let me get to the YouTube so I can watch. I'll be getting messages on here pretty soon. Hold on.
Do I need to get my laptop out and look at YouTube for any questions, or are you just going to relay them to me?
Okay, hang on a second, David. Can you guys hear David? We've got Nita, Gordon, Cryptid. Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, I guess they can hear you, so I hope my husband's phone doesn't die here shortly. Okay,
Oh, no.
alright, so, hi everybody. I have asked David to come on here. He came to the property a couple years back, and he had a nice little encounter up there and had a good time. We were on Vic Cundiff show, and he explained all that. So, welcome, David.
How's it going?
It's going. How are you?
Doing pretty good.
Well, would you like to tell your audience here about our first visit?
Our first visit, are you talking about when I first met you? Or
Yeah, when you first came up to the property.
Well, I went out there not really expecting to see anything, but I did. The time I did, well, let me back up. I didn't see the first encounter at her property. We just heard it. We got charged at. I think that was the very first one. And it was very you couldn't say that it wasn't something bigger than what we was coming towards it. But I never seen anything at that point. And that night, I had been warned by Dee that there would be some commotion at night. Well, that first night, I heard the metal of it push in, and I started flipping out. And all Dee could do was laugh, because every time I would hear something, I would be hollering at her. and it was really fun that first night. And then the morning that we woke up, I went outside to go to the bathroom, and I was looking around, watching my surroundings, and I seen something standing beside the tree that was obviously not a tree, and it was a lot taller. And it was like it was playing peekaboo with me. I could see his head move and look at me, and then it'd go back behind the tree, and then it would keep doing it. And it threw me. I didn't know what to do or what to say, so I just, after I was done, I went and told Dee, and I went later on that afternoon, I believe it was. I went to go see if there was any footprints, which it was really dry at that time, if I remember right.
Yeah, it was dry.
There wasn't any tracks, but I could tell her how tall it was, and there was no denying that I had one peeking at me.
Yeah, that was Boo. That was Boo. I called him the Brat when I met you, but I've since then named him Boo, and he's gotten really tall. I've had a lot of experience. I haven't been able to talk to you in a long time about the stuff that's been going up there, but David did go with Lizzie up, and they found the bear and the cougar tracks.
That's right. Yeah.
But that was in a muddied area. But normally it's all rock up there. You can't really see anything. So it's kind of hard. It is really hard to find prints. I found a print, David, right behind my window, but it was a small one, a really small one. It was no bigger than I put my fingers up next to it. It looked like my fingers, but it was actually a footprint. It was about the size of my hand, so it was a little one. And Lisa was up there visiting at the time, and she got video of it. It's Eye Shine, that one, and Boo in the back by that big window that you slept by. So that was really funny. I'll give you the link to her channel so you can check out those videos. We had a ball. She was scared to death. But anyways, then David did have his own encounter where he used to live when he was hunting. And as soon as, if you'd like to, David, tell him that story. And then as soon as that one's finished, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask questions. Then the last thing we'll do is David will tell you his fishing story, because he kind of got out of the Bigfoot stuff and started doing other stuff for a while. His wife was ill, and he took care of her. God bless your soul. You're such a sweetie. And then, so now that we've gotten to talking together again, I'm sure David will come back up to the property for another little visit. But if you want to tell everybody, guys, your story, how you first saw your first Bigfoot.
Okay, I'll go a little bit further back. When I was a kid, I was brought up in Texas, and I always heard, the older people talk about Bigfoot, talk about seeing them, and everything else, but I had never seen them. But I was always infatuated with Bigfoot. But what drew me to knowing is I was deer hunting in a small town here in Arkansas, and I was watching some does play in this meadow, and then they started walking up the draw next to me, which was about 60 yards away. And I kept looking for a buck, and didn't see it. Didn't see one. So I took the shot and shot the doe, or shot the biggest doe, and I heard something behind me, and I thought, oh Lord, I shot before I was impatient. Well, I looked, and it wasn't a deer. It was roughly 10 foot tall and real massive. And I had a gun, but I didn't want to shoot. It wasn't threatening. I was trying to figure out what I was seeing, because I had never seen one. Well, I turned back around and seen the deer running up the mountain, and he went up the mountain directly behind him. So obviously he had been stalking those deer. And when he got out of sight, I heard a doe bleat. And it wasn't like a locator. It was one of the stressed. It was getting killed. And I just sat there. The woods got quiet. And I eventually, probably about 30, 45 minutes, I walked out of off the stand and walked to the house, because I wasn't 400 or 500 yards from the house that I was living in. And I was given the deer time to die. And I walked back, and they never even touched the deer that I killed. There had to have been more than one, because the one that I seen wasn't completely out of sight when I initially heard the deer make the stress call.
So they didn't take the deer from you when you shot it?
It's the deer that I killed.
Oh, and they didn't take it?
No.
Wow.
They did not take it. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if... I don't know why they didn't take it. I've never been able to explain it. I probably will never understand it, but they did not take the deer. I will say something that I haven't told you was, I want to say a couple months after that, my sister-in-law at that time had a boyfriend, and he killed a deer. And it was a buck, and it was like a 12 point. And he left it in the back of the because it was snowing that night. So me and him was going to take care of it that next morning when we got up. Well, when we got there, the deer was gone.
Oh gosh.
And there was footprints. And later on, I didn't mouth shut because I didn't want any scrutiny from anybody. I knew what I seen, and when he seen that, he knew at that time that there was something out there. So later on, see, that was basically public land. It was Corps of Engineers, if I'm not mistaken. We had to move our deer stands every 14 days.
Okay.
So me and my ex-wife's uncle was out scouting the area to put my stand, and we found footprints.
How big
And
were
that
they?
drew.
How big were they?
They were about the size of those that we hadn't found.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, I didn't even tell them about Falk. We got a lot of catching. Here's the deal. I don't know if my husband's phone, since he didn't give me the charger, if I can get somebody to get me the charger, I might be able to do it for longer. But we'll get as much in as we can, and then I'll invite you back. Again some other time, maybe if we don't have enough time. But
Okay.
go ahead, finish telling. Sorry.
Anyways, with y'all not knowing how big, my boot is size 12. And I want to say that the footprint in Falk was roughly 6 inches longer than my boot.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one in Falk was, I think the one guy we were talking to said it was 18 inches.